Welcome back to Pirate Crypto. My name is Chase, level 1 CMT and full-time trader. Today we are going to look at Ethereum against the US dollar on the weekly and the monthly chart. We're going to look at potentials to the high side, to the low side, everything in between. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon for more content. And let's get right to it. So here we go. We have a nice bearish candle shaping up this week, down 10%. How much lower could we go? Well, you can see our chart going back from our lows of June 2022. We came back up, set our initial high, came back down, a higher low. So now we have a chance to potentially start a new uptrend and break this damn downtrend that we were in for the bear market. Is this the point of reversal? Are we in an uptrend here? No, you need to have two checkpoints to get an uptrend after said downtrend. One is a higher low, two is a higher high. So we really didn't enter a Ethereum uptrend until April of 2023, right here. That was our higher high. Here's our first high and our higher high. So by definition, we're in an uptrend now. And you're going to stay in an uptrend until you do the opposite. You have a lower low, that's cracking the ice one, and a lower high. You need to have both. So we're in an uptrend, right? We came back down, we set yet another higher low, right? So that is our first step to where this potentially could reverse again. So 1560-ish or so. That will be our first step because we made another higher high just this year in January, right? We went all the way above here, right? So around 2,700 was our top. We're still in an uptrend until right here. And even if we did break that, we're not in a downtrend. We have the potential, but until we set a lower high, right, you'd have to have both of those. Now, do I think that's likely? No. Where would our likely low be? Probably still another higher low, right? Why would this downtrend end in a bull market? Or why would this uptrend end in a bull market, right? Not likely. So our low case, right? You see this initial high from August 2022 and all these highs, right? And you tend to want to ignore this. Why? I'm glad you asked. Only 1 week and kind of a deviation. See these back-to-back candles? That was kind of a deviation fake out, right? You only spent, fractions of minutes there, really. And then you came right back down the very next week. But look at all these wicks, right? Especially this close here. Look at this wick. All these wicks touching this low part. That's right around that 2,000 mark. So as consequence to that, that is kind of the worst case scenario I would kind of envision for Ethereum. You can tell we talk about Chainlink a lot. So worst case, I'd like to see a weekly close maybe around there. Ideally, we would want to hold that 21 week, but it's a tough ask because Ethereum's already damn close to it. So we're already within 5% of tapping off of that. Could be wick lower, of course. Ideally, anywhere in this zone, if you're looking to buy Ethereum, that's kind of the place to do it. Worst case scenario, we don't want to go below the 200 week. So you want to follow this week over week. You can see it's kind of loosely following this trend line. Now, trend lines aren't as big as a lot of people make them out to be. Trend lines are just meant to tell you a direction. They can present problems if they're broken, certainly if they're broken after years of holding. But more or less, I'd focus on the horizontal support and resistance versus diagonal random trend line, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Also, more important than trend lines, in my opinion, is moving averages. So the 200 week is right here. That's around 1,700. We don't want to go below that. But worst case is like, I would like to paint this as a zone. This is the worst case zone right here. And this would be rough, right? Let's paint it red, right? That's bad, right? This is still good here. And green zone, I would almost paint this green, because that is our next, go time. So we have go time, chill time, buy the dip time in this zone, right? Let's move this up a little bit. And watch out, Black Swan event potentially happening time right here, right? So hopefully this is, clear as mud. And so what we were looking for Ethereum, noting also the timelines, right? March, April. We could potentially, I don't know where this is going to bottom at. Is it going to be February, May, right? Who knows? But loosely fit, I would guess sometime between now and March, end of March, for all of altcoins. Ethereum, not really an altcoin, but we'll throw it in there. This is why there's total crypto market caps in 3 categories. You have total 1, which includes everything. Total 2 excludes Bitcoin. Total 3 excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if you want to know what the true altcoin market cap is, guess what? They made it without Bitcoin and Ethereum because those are the 2 highest market caps, right? They make up the majority, vast majority of crypto, those 2 guys. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, just made a Bitcoin video. So if you want some little bit more of an edge on why I'm thinking all this, go check out Bitcoin. I just made that as well. Talk about some total market caps in there. Just looking at that, right? Going all of crypto, right down to the 21 week. We're looking at, roughly 6% as well. So we could very well hold the line there. Ethereum, right, got about 5% to that line. However, right, structurally, right, the breakout level, a throwback market wide would be about the 1.25 trillion mark, which we would have roughly 15% more to go, crypto wide. So that's why Ethereum could potentially go a little bit lower and under that 21 week, right? If we rhyme with that, there's 10% to get us to the bottom of that. Ethereum relatively strong, although not this week, not putting up any proof of that this week, but I think it'll hold the line. We're still A-okay as long as we're putting in higher lows, putting in higher highs. So generally speaking, this is kind of my outlook for Ethereum over the next, 6 months, right? We're looking at this. Once we close above 2,500, all bets are off. And where would we look? We looking at? Well, I'm glad you asked again. It's right here, 3,500. That's a hell of a target, right? That's our next high. Why did we stop here? It's a no-brainer, right? Look at this. Previous low in the bear market becomes local resistance in the bull market. Duh, right? Support and resistance is everything. So where's our next target? Duh, 3,500. Is that a hell of a ways away? Yes. So once we break 2,500, I mean, we're looking at a minimum of 40% before I would really see any kind of hesitation, right? Kind of like this, right? Not much hesitation in that move, right? That's copy and paste somewhere right in there, 2,500 to 3,500. And that's still just getting Ethereum started, right? All-time highs will fall after that, and sky's the limit, right? All right, so hopefully this was helpful. I do have one more thing I'd like to show you if you want to hang around. If not, you've already clicked off, right? So let's go look at the monthly for a little bit of a bonus here. So monthly chart, right? Not many people look at monthly charts. Looking at this, why are we looking at this? Well, I'm a fan of Fibonacci retracement. So just a side note on how to do this, right? I know it's off the screen here, but you got this, right? It's a little tab on TradingView. You could Fib retracement, or you could do this. And if you want to measure like where you could potentially be going, you start at your swing highs, you go to your swing lows, right? And this is just a rough, right? If you want it more exact, you can turn on what's called magnet mode. Let me see if I can show you here. It's right towards the bottom, right there. You see my mouse? And you might be wondering, why the hell don't you show us all the sidebars? It's just to increase the size of the chart. So apologies for that, but I try to do a little bit of a side note to help you out if you're like, new and you're like, how the hell is he doing this? Well, okay. So Fibonacci extension, the 1618 is at $14,000. Do I think we can make it up there? Maybe. That would be kind of best case scenario. So those people calling for 20, 30, 70 million dollar Ethereum this cycle, let's calm it down, right? We're not, one of the main reasons I created this channel is to combat all the Moon Boys and the Carls and the Bit Boys of the world, right? Shut up, right? Not where we're likely going based on math. The 1618 is about it. Now, if you're for Ethereum, something has been around a while, right? Some others can blast through that, go to the 2618, all that's good stuff. But last cycle, we didn't even make it there, right? So let's look at the monthly for Ethereum last cycle, right? Swing highs, swing lows. 1618 was at 8,400, 8,500, right? We made it not even close to that, really. So we made it within, what, about 40% of hitting the 1618. So if you were to rhyme with that, 40% of the 1618, let's do it again. And this obviously won't happen, but if you're going to, play along. That gets us to, 8,000, 8,500, right? Which is the previous 1618. So maybe Ethereum does it every other cycle, hits the 1618 from the past. So if that happens, then we can maybe extrapolate that data for the next cycle. Maybe the next cycle will hit 14K or blast through it or hit the 2618, right? But just saying, like 1618, 14K is about my peak limit for many coins, right? I think Chainlink, we've talked about Chainlink in that. Chainlink's 1618 is around 200, 220. That's, again, all time, everything goes great. Happy days, Goldilocks zone, no, flying unicorns, rainbows, everything's happy. Maybe. Barring that, be unlikely for a lot of coins to even reach the 1618. So keep that in mind. Use this on your charts for whatever your favorite coins are, as long as they have history. If they've only been around for 3 months or 3 weeks or even a year, it's difficult to hold much confidence in anything charting wise, especially Fibonacci, right? It's got to have time. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, great. Chainlink, maybe, right? Some older altcoins, sure. Anything new, just don't even use it. And, I put a thing out on Twitter X about using Elliott wave theory. So go check that out and why I highly advise against using it, especially if you're new. Okay, I know a lot of people love to use that, but don't do it, and I have my reasons why. Up there, it's too subjective, right? To cut to the chase, right? If you're still watching this long, it's very, just subjectively biased. And if you get one wave wrong, it throws everything off. It's not even correct, and then you can get too focused on the wrong thing, right? How you're going down the wrong path. Right? So just do not do it. Study it 100 hours and then you can do it. Okay. Until then, leave it alone. Right? Fibonacci is great. Support and resistance. If you want to become better of a trader, just master support and resistance. That's all you got to really do. Right? I mean, the weekly and monthly charts of this, just look at it. Right? Look at the lows to the highs. Right? Until we can really crank through this. And yes, I color coded that shit wrong again. Damn it. I like it yellow. Let's put it back to yellow. All right, so I'll just end the rambling. Hopefully you found it mildly entertaining and somewhat helpful. Let's do our quote of the day, which we like to do it again at the end of all the videos. I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse. Of course. Great. Great advice. Right? Car of the day. Bentley. Hello. We got a different view. Look at this side view. Amazing. The new 2023s. Well, they're not new anymore, but someone's got these probably. Look at the luggage. You got the Bentley booth here. This is at a car show out in Amelia Island called the Concours d'Elegance. Whoops. That's a preview of maybe tomorrow's. There we go. So look at the cars in the background. If you know anything about cars, these are stellar cars. The Ford GT Heritage Edition, $1 million. The Ferrari SP2 Monza, $1 million, more than that. Lamborghini Miura, Lamborghini STO. You got a Ferrari Enzo. I mean, mind blown, right? Just walking around. This is way before it even started, right? This is all full once it started, but I mean, you like hundreds of millions of dollars of cars at this show, these kind of shows. So, and you got all kinds of space. It's on a golf course. Really nice. Stupid amount of money walking around here. All right, that's that. Look at the seats. It's got a golfer on them. Right, there's a golfer. It's like the Pebble Beach edition, quilted seats. I mean, I think the price on this was like $430. I'll take two. All right,